Some community members are taking matters into their own hands to protect their businesses tonight.
WCCO's Mike Max is live on Lake Street in Minneapolis. Maxie, gosh, this is a trend that we've seen for several days, if not for 4 or 5 for some business owners.
Yeah, and for many of them, it came about 2 or 3 days in when they realized they might not have the protection that they had hoped for. Now, what has changed here is we have seen a whole lot of law enforcement and vehicles around here, almost brigades and cavalries that have come by. We've got some video of the last one that we saw, and we're seeing them make rounds, and they're staggering it. It's a Humvee with a state patrol car, with a police car, but it's impressive when they drive through. At first, we thought that they were being called on maybe a red alert somewhere. We realized, because we've seen them come through 3 or 4 times since, that they're simply making the rounds and making the loop, but they're doing it pretty impressively, because it is impressive arsenal and it is impressive vehicles, and it looks like they are fortified for whatever comes up tonight here at Lake Street. We're on Lake in Bloomington, and it's eerily quiet, completely different than the protests that we saw the last few days. It just feels so quiet and so subdued here, but the neighbors are here and they are out in force. You just can't see them. Over here is Priya. She's part of Powderhorn Park. Now, you are standing guard in front of a neighborhood building, but what's happened, you told me, is organically you guys have, through group chats, positioned different people, different places to, in essence, guard the neighborhood.
Yeah, so there's a group chat in my neighborhood, and I know there's some in some other neighborhoods of people that are getting together to help protect our community. So I had somebody that had to leave, and then I've got somebody else coming in, and then when he goes, somebody else is going to come and do that too.
Stay safe, all right?
Thank you.
And I got to tell you, you'll see people out and about, and you'll see them in front of storefronts. That's only part of it. That's only part of it. There are many, many more, some in cars, some on rooftops, and some behind in the actual store or the businesses that they're protecting. So the optics are, you see somebody in front of a store. In most cases, that's only a part of the security that they're self-employing here on Lake Street tonight.
Yeah, different kind of view of the term community, but boy, people are coming together, huh?
Yes, very much so.
All right. To Mike Max now. He's in South Minneapolis this evening. Maxie, what's going on?
Yeah, you can see we've just had an incident out of the blue. The police showed up, the state patrol, in no uncertain terms, and it was quick and it was thorough. And now we've got the state patrol that has emerged. You can see a convoy of cars and a couple of state patrol vehicles. We have no idea why they happen to be right in front of us, and now they look like they're taking a line, and this line goes way back, but this happened incredibly quickly. They pulled off to the side, emerged from the different cars, went to the storefront. Everybody, by the way, everybody that was guarding, the civilians guarding the storefront across it, immediately went down and put their arms behind their back to show that they were not a threat. So they checked them out, and now they have staged, as you can see right in front of us at the intersection of East Lake Street and Bloomington Avenue. They're giving direction to a car across from us, telling them to turn right. I have no idea what it is that they saw or what threat came about, but there has been a constant showing of law enforcement out here all night tonight, and they just keep coming by in convoys, whether it's the state patrol, whether it's vans. If you look back there, and Will, if you can push back a little bit, if you can hear me, to the vans behind that they've been using when they arrest demonstrators or rioters, they've put them in there. Well, tonight those are also being used. They're fully loaded with law enforcement officials. There are people that are in those vehicles, and they are making sure that they are well fortified. Then you have police cars and the back end of them, they leave half a door open with an officer, so they know exactly where it is that they're going and what they're doing. But the law enforcement's presence here has been more than impressive. It's been nothing short of awesome, and we still do not know what it is that we're watching take place right here, or why they came to this immediate stop and have now basically taken over the entire block on both ends. They've got lines on both ends, and we don't know why. Hopefully we can find out. We'll keep you posted, but as you can see, it is an impressive showing, and I mean to tell you, these members of law enforcement were on the ground after their vehicle stopped within, it seemed like, 5 to 10 seconds to take over the situation.
And Mike, we'll let you go and gather some information, but what's the exact location again, please?
We're on East Lake Street and Bloomington Avenue.
Okay.
And so we're not that far away from the 5th Precinct, but that's a general area, just as a general.
All right, we'll let you go dig and try to find a little more information. Thanks for the update.
Well, we are coming up on 1 hour past curfew in the Twin Cities. It will end at 4 in the morning, but highways are open tonight. Mike Max is out along Lake Street. Let's join him now and find out what he figured out there. Maxie?
Yeah, it took a strange turn out here. We're on 31st on East Lake Street in Bloomington Avenue, and you saw the last time we were with you, the State Patrol and police force had stopped. They commandeered this whole block, and they must have had at least 50 people that took over the block. But what was strange for us was, if you've been watching this newscast all along, earlier we were talking about how the people that live out here are protecting each other, and we had a guest that identified herself as Priya, as one of those people that's helping take a shift to defend their property. She and another young lady were right across the street there in front of that business. All of a sudden, all of these police officers and State Patrol came to a screeching halt. They jumped out of the car, and they arrested both of them. We have no idea why. We met her earlier. She said she was part of Powderhorn Park. She said that she was part of an alliance here to protect businesses. But when they came to a screeching halt, they got out, and both Priya, or at least that's how she identified herself to us, and her friend that was with her guarding those businesses were down on the ground. Pretty soon they were in handcuffs, and they were taken away. And during the duration of that, the police officers, the National Guard, the State Patrol are lock, stock, and barrel. They take over the entire block, and there was no movement. There was no way you could penetrate or get through this, but they knew exactly what they wanted to do. We do not know why they were arrested, but it was obvious that they were the intent, and it was not a curfew violation. They were the intent. They knew exactly who they wanted to get, and they were swift, and they were very direct in what they wanted to do. And I mean to tell you, the police presence out here has been nothing short of spectacular tonight. You know, there's this alliance of neighborhoods that are trying to come together to defend themselves. But because I think some of the riots have passed, you're seeing just convoys regularly come through here on Lake Street and beyond. So they're giving special attention, and probably for very good reason, to this neighborhood, and it's constant.
Maxie, she'll never do another live shot on WCCO.
Well, there are a few mentions of that, yes.
Wow, how
right.
interesting and different. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for kind of solving the puzzle there, Mike.